Renovating Retirement with Charlie Jewett. Oh no, I think I'm about to have another episode.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Charlie Jewett with the Renovating Retirement Podcast coming back to you after a long break. Can I start today with a life tip? Today's life tip is don't start a daily podcast with 150 episodes in a row in May if you have half-time custody of two busy kids who are not going to be in school. Holy snot, Batman. Things have been busy this summer. I basically travel for a living and do this show and write books and speak in Chicago and do some work in Utah. And then almost every other week I'm with clients in Hawaii. And then I had a 6-day cruise that I won. Yay! I love winning cruises. And there was no cell service, no internet, no nothing. Just a lot of buffets and a lot of drinks. Holy moly, it's been hard to do the show, but I'm back. I am back. Didn't turn out to be 150 days in a row, but it's going to be 150 episodes. I made a promise, and I always keep my promises, so I am back. Today's episode is episode 79, and we just did 4 or 5 episodes on home equity planning, which most people have never even heard of. They're like, what the heck is home equity planning? People just think you're supposed to pay off your house and then let all that money just sit there. The house appreciates, and when you die, you leave the house to your loved ones. Okay, maybe that's the second best plan. But home equity planning, the craft, the skill, the art, the science of home equity planning, since the rules changed for mortgages after the Depression, home equity planning really says, where should I keep my home equity? Is sticking your hard-earned assets inside of a piece of real estate by making extra principal payments, using 15-year fixed mortgages, making large down payments, putting your tax return in at the end of the year, is putting extra money inside of a house to save on the deductible mortgage interest cost. Is that really a wise investment? And I did 4 shows to show you that it is not. It fails every test of a wise investment. The money's not liquid, especially when you need it the most. The money's not safe from losses. You can lose it. It's not earning a rate of return at all, or at best, it's saving you a tax-deductible net expense of 2.8 to 3.2. And I think since I recorded the show, mortgage rates have gone down to 3.7, which means after tax deductions, you may be saving 2.5. And it hurts you on your taxes. It causes you to pay more taxes than necessary. So home equity is not a wise financial investment, and it is not a conservative strategy. Paying off your house cannot be said to be conservative. It can be said to be comfortable. I'm okay with that. It can be said to be traditional. I'm okay with that. It can be said to be simpler than what I teach. I'm okay with that. You cannot, if you're properly using the English language, you cannot say that it is conservative, because what conservative means is that you're willing to take less rate of return for more safety. So if it was safer to put money inside of a house in the form of home equity, and it saved you 2.5 to 3.2% per year of expenses, okay, that's a conservative strategy. However, you're only saving 2.5 to 3.2 of expenses, and you're putting the money at risk of loss or not being able to get it if you fully understand home equity planning and all the things that can happen to your home, to your income, to the economy, things like that. The alternative is safer, so I'm going to start today going into the alternative. Where in the world do you put home equity if you're not going to store it inside of a house? If you get that tax return every year and you go, I wish I could pay down my mortgage, but wait a minute, Charlie said not to do that. Charlie said to use equity savings accounts to put the money somewhere else. Yes, Charlie wants me to be building equity. He does not want me to be consuming this money, but saving it. Charlie wants me to be debt-free. But how should I be debt-free? Where should I store up all this home equity? Where should I build the wealth? It should be outside of the home, and we're going to start talking about where you put that. So, episode 79, coming at you at the perfect time. 79, where to store your home equity. Ready to go? 1, 2, 3, boom! Let's start. People, if you're going to put home equity somewhere that's not inside of the home, pretend you're doing one of these things where you've got an extra $200 a month, and you normally would have paid it against your mortgage because somebody came along and told you, look how much interest it saves you and you pay off your house 13 years faster or whatever they teach you, which is true, but you also need to compare that to what if I put the $200 a month somewhere else, which actually allows you to pay off your house even faster and actually makes you more money and it's safer the entire time. So where are we going to put the money? If you're going to do $200 a month, if you're going to do your tax return every year, if you're going to instead of making a huge down payment on a property, if you're going to make a small down payment and then you have all this leftover money, where are you going to invest it, that equity? If you sell a house and you get a bunch of equity out of the house and you buy another one with a small down payment, like my next book, Better House, Lower Taxes, teaches, where do you store your home equity? If you've read my book, The 2 Ways to Be Debt-Free, you'll know that I teach something called the balance sheet method of being debt-free. Not the traditional method, where you pay off your house, stick a bunch of equity in there that's at risk and not making any money and hurting you on your taxes. I would teach you'd be better off owing $400,000 to a mortgage company and having $400,000 of home equity in an equity savings account somewhere. Well, where should we put it? I don't know. Let's start with 16 common investments and just run them through the same tests that we ran home equity through: liquidity, safety, rate of return, and tax deductions. And if you really want to dig deep on this, you can buy the book Missed Fortune, MISSED, Missed Fortune 101 by Douglas Andrews. He trained me 11 years ago. He's controversial. That's fine. Everything I've ever believed in is controversial. Natural healing, certain religion, Douglas Andrew, all the financial things I believe in, annuities, life insurance, literally everything I believe in is controversial, so I guess I'm just a weird guy. But controversial means nothing. The only thing that matters is what is true, and I have looked into, researched, and tested everything that Douglas Andrews teaches and found it to be true. No matter what anybody's saying about him on the internet, it doesn't matter. The teachings are sound. So the book Missed Fortune 101 has 3 chapters on why you should never pay off your house, and then it has 3 chapters on where to put the money, and I'm going to use a little snippet from some of those chapters. So let's start with 16 common investments: commodities, business ventures, limited partnerships, raw land, speculative common stocks, lower quality bonds, investment real estate, blue chip stocks, high grade bonds, mutual funds, CDs, investment grade insurance, money market funds, U.S. Treasury bills, annuities, and equity inside of the house. You could just leave it in the house. That's a fair smattering of investments, isn't it? We've got the market, we've got real estate, we've got all kinds of things, bank products, insurance products. Let's just start with those and take those 16 options and run them through the liquidity test. How many of those fail the liquidity test, where if we stored our home equity there, it wouldn't be liquid there either, so it is not the place we choose to put it? Well, if we run it through the liquidity test, we lose business ventures, limited partnerships, raw land, investment real estate, annuities. Annuities aren't very liquid. That's not a strength of theirs. I love annuities for guaranteed income or safe growth, but they're not that liquid. You can take maybe 10% out a year. So we lose annuities. And then, of course, equity in the house, we've already talked about this, is not liquid. So we've lost, of the 16, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 of them fail the liquidity test. Let's test the next 10 against the safety test. Can we lose our principal? Well, commodities, yup, you can lose your principal. Speculative common stocks, yup, you can lose your principal. Lower quality bonds, yup. Blue chip stocks, yup. High grade bonds, yes sir. Mutual funds, yes ma'am. We lose 6 more because they're not safe enough to store the home equity. And we're not trying to be risky here and say, don't pay off your house, go roll the dice and stick your equity into the market and hope it grows. That's just stupid. You would be better off paying off your house. We're saying, is there somewhere safer than putting it inside of the house that also earns a higher rate of return than you're paying on the mortgage, so we can create an arbitrage like the insurance companies and the banks do and actually make money being more conservative? So we just lost 6 more investments. We lost 6 in the liquidity test. We lost 6 in the safety test. What is that? We're only down to 4 more. We've got CDs, investment grade life insurance, money market funds, and U.S. Treasury bills. Okay, let's take them through the third test, which is the rate of return test. How many of these make enough money to earn more than the mortgage is costing? Well, right now, what are CDs paying? Basically nothing. 1-2%. That's not going to be making more than the mortgage, so we lose CDs. What about money market funds? Are they paying more than mortgages? Absolutely not. We lose money market funds. What about U.S. Treasury bills? Are they paying more than mortgages cost? They paying more than 3.7%? Absolutely not. The only investment that survives the liquidity, safety, and rate of return test is investment grade life insurance. All right, let's take it through the tax treatment test. Is it taxed the way we want it to be? So we get a tax deductible mortgage. We want to try to earn tax free returns. Yes, investment grade life insurance, when set up properly, grows tax free. You can take an income, we're not allowed to call it income, you can take tax free distributions to pay your bills. And then when you die, it transfers tax free. Go listen to the episode, The Rich Man's Roth IRA, and you'll understand this tool. People, it frustrates me to no end when people tell me, oh, you're an insurance guy. You just like insurance. You're just pushing insurance. You're just blah, 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 barf. No, I'm an honest guy. I'm a truth guy. I'm a data guy. Everything else fails the tests of liquidity, safety, rate of return, and tax treatment. If you look at the long-term returns for a properly built life insurance policy, it beats the pants off of your portfolio in the stock market. I promise you it does, unless you've been with Carl Icahn or George Soros or somebody like that as your manager. You're making less money than you should because you don't understand this tool. And if you go on the internet and Google, is life insurance a good investment? You're going to hear a bunch of ignorance. Any one of those people writing those articles, put me in a room with them, I'm going to put them to shame. They don't know what they're talking about. The truth is always the truth. I can show you the data. Life insurance has made 8.2% over the last 30 years. No losses, comes with a death benefit, often comes with long-term care. If it's built properly, your costs are going to be 1 to 1.5%, which means from making 8.2 every year, you're going to be netting 6 or 7, tax-free. Nobody's beating that in the market unless you're making 15, 20% a year. Okay, so here's this tool, investment grade life insurance. So if you're going to store your home equity somewhere, and Douglas Andrews, by the way, has 3 chapters just on this tool in the book, Missed Fortune 101, which you can find on my website. Just go to jewett.wealth.com, Jewett.com, wealth.com, and navigate over to the right. I think it's more or something like that, but just get to the books that I recommend section. You'll see Missed Fortune 101 by Douglas Andrews. So here's my recommendation. If you're going to be doing monthly contributions to accelerating your mortgage, don't accelerate the mortgage. Instead of paying down the debt, build up assets inside of a properly structured investment grade life insurance contract. And I can show you how to do that. The person who referred you to this show can show you how to do that because they may be working with me. One of my certified retirement renovators can show you how to do that. You can listen to my videos. You can watch my stuff on YouTube at watchcharlie.com. You can go to these podcasts at listencharlie.com. That's fine. But if you're going to be doing monthly contributions, you want to be doing it to a properly structured life insurance contract set up for cash accumulation with minimum death benefit. You're going to be earning historically more than the mortgage is costing you. If you're going to do something like, hey, Charlie told me not to make a giant down payment. I was going to put $200,000 down on a $500,000 house and only do a $300,000 mortgage. Don't do that. Do the minimum. Put 20% down. Or if you're a veteran, don't put anything down. But make a smaller down payment, and with all that money you have left that you're not going to make as a down payment, put that into a properly structured life insurance contract set up for cash accumulation. It's going to be earning historically more than the mortgage is costing you. If you don't know how to pay the higher mortgage payments so that they're not coming out of your pocket, you can just ask me, email me, Charlie at meritplanning.com, CHARLIE at meritplanning.com, MERIT planning.com. I'll train your advisor how to do it, or I'll just do it myself. That's fine. But people, home equity should not be inside of homes because it's not liquid when you need it. It's not safe, you can lose it. It's not earning enough of a rate of return to be a good investment, and it hurts you on your taxes. Where do you put it? If you're not going to put it inside of a home, go listen to the Rich Man's Roth IRA episode or the 6 ways to improve your cash value life insurance episode of this podcast. It should be put inside of a life insurance contract, investment grade life insurance, which just means it's built for cash accumulation. It has nothing to do with the death benefit. We don't care about the death benefit. We want a tiny little death benefit. We don't want expenses in this thing. We're not looking for life insurance. We're looking for it to be treated like a Roth IRA and for it to be a cash cow that grows your money at a much higher rate than the mortgage is costing you. I know this is not the easiest concept in the world to understand. However, nothing worthwhile is easy. Trust me. I've been trying to lose weight, went from 222 pounds to 207, found my abs again. They still work. However, got another 15, 20 pounds to lose. It's not easy. No, it's not easy. But it's worth it, people. All right, Charlie Jewett, Renovating Retirement Podcast, whistleblower, teacher, weirdo, dog owner, father. Signing out. You people are the best.
Renovating Retirement with Charlie Jewett.
That's all, folks.